Hi friends, just a quick message. If you are enjoying the content of this channel and you think you would like to take the time to support me, anything is appreciated, even $1 a month if you want to. Check out the link down below. Patron. Thank you. Namaste and enjoy your meditation.
Welcome to Cory's Conscious Living. Are you ready to meditate with Cory? Make sure that you're laying down and you're comfortable and everything is just right in your room. The lights are just right, your pajamas are just right. You're ready to relax and let go of your day. This particular story is called Duck Pond Tales. And this tale is all about Hannah and her two friends, Jeff and Jimmy. Hannah was a very, very intelligent duck, and she loved to teach all of the other ducks on the pond anything that she could possibly teach them. She was full of facts that she liked to share all the time. But Anna had a predicament. Her predicament was that Jeff and Jimmy, her two bestest friends, were very, very different, and to get them to listen to her was very, very difficult. Jeff, for example, was slow and quiet and sleepy and very, very peaceful. He was a very chilled out duck. Whereas Jimmy was the opposite. Jimmy couldn't sit still. He was constantly on the go, constantly swimming, constantly feeding, constantly moving. He was always on the go, which made it extremely difficult for Jimmy to stay still long enough to listen to Hannah's facts about anything that she wanted to teach them. She decided to have a word with them both. She asked them if they would spend the day with each other and possibly learn a little bit from each other so that Jimmy could be a bit more like Jeff and slow down, and Jeff could be less sleepy and a bit more like Jimmy and wake up. She figured that a little bit of Jeff and a little bit of Jimmy would be the perfect match, the perfect type of friend. Jeff said, do I have to? I really don't want to. It makes me all uneasy. Jimmy's constantly moving and going, and he tires me out just watching him. He makes me stressed. I like to just be slow and chilled and eat when I feel like it and sleep most of the day and not be bothered by ducks like Jimmy. I know Jimmy's my friend, but do I have to spend all day with him? Jimmy's one of those friends that you can just take in small doses. All day. Hannah, please. Jimmy said, "Oh, that would be awesome. I would really like to spend all day with Jeff because, he's always asleep and it would be like he wasn't even there. He barely moves, he barely does anything. And I don't mind that because I can just ignore him and do my own thing and swim and dive and do all the stuff I like to do. Full speed ahead. I don't really think Jeff's got enough energy to even try and slow me down. So yeah, I don't mind because he'll just be asleep most of the time." When Hannah heard the responses, she wasn't too excited about the outcome of her plan to make them a little bit faster and a little bit slower. But she thought, hey, it's worth a try because she was full of facts. She wanted to tell them all about the facts that she'd recently learnt about mallards. They were mallard ducks, and how long they live and all of that stuff. She was very, very, very excited about sharing it. She needed them to do this plan of hers. Get it done, be a bit more like each other, and then she could sit them both down and hopefully they'll be at the same speed and she can tell them all about mallards. Jimmy was right. It was hard work trying to keep Jeff awake. But Jimmy kept poking him and making him swim places. And what Jeff realised after most of the day of doing this was you get quite a lot done when you're full of energy. A little bit too much energy as far as he was concerned, but you do get things done, which you would have never ever known before if he didn't have spent the day with Jimmy like this. But then there were times where Jeff wouldn't move and he made Jimmy stay still. And when Jimmy stayed still, he relaxed. He saw the sky. He could take a nice deep breath and just chill. Jimmy wasn't used to this at all. At first it was very uncomfortable for him. He instantly wanted to move and swim and dive and do things. But Jeff reminded him this was what Hannah wanted and he needed to try it. He needed to be chilled and still and quiet and even possibly have a nap. At the end of the day, the 3 ducks came together on the pond. Anna was slightly excited about the results, but she wasn't putting too much into it. Not after how they were in the morning. But when they did come together, Jeff looked more awake than he'd ever looked on the pond. And he was moving faster than he'd ever moved. And Jimmy looked more chilled out. He was actually moving slow enough for you to see his beautiful green head and his white collar. Hannah was impressed. She said, "Well, can I share a couple of facts with you? Did you know that we live to be either 5 to 10 years old? And did you know that most of us weigh between 1.5 and 3 to 5 pounds? And did you know that our web feet help us swim very, very quickly when we want to? Did you just discover that, Jeff?" Jeff nodded. "Yes, I did, thanks to Jimmy." "And did you know that our bills filter out debris when we dive at the bottom of the river and we get lots of stuff in our bills that we don't want to eat? Our bills filter it out. How awesome is that?" Hannah was on a roll. "And did you know?" And Jimmy interrupted her. "Okay, that's enough. I've got to go. I've got so much to do. I've had a slow day. I understand it. It's peaceful. It's quiet. It's zen. I love it when you stay still for long enough to actually breathe. I even possibly meditated and had a nap. Okay, Anna? Now I gotta go." And off he was, swimming across the pond. She turned round and Jeff was already asleep. They changed a little bit, she thought. It worked just a little bit, she thought. Long enough for them to now know some facts about themselves, which is exactly what she wanted. The teacher inside of her was very, very, very happy. She decided that Jeff looked too comfortable and that maybe she would just snuggle up next to him, close her eyes, and have a nap too. She did just that. She relaxed her duck neck and let her little head fall down. All of her brown feathers settled into place. The water was really nice on the pond, and it had a very, very gentle ripple that was moving underneath them, as if it was rocking them to sleep. She could see why Jeff liked to sleep so much on this pond. It was very, very relaxing and comfortable. It was at that time of day where there was no one at the pond and everything was quiet. The sun had gone down. The stars and the moon were starting to come up. All of the ducks were comfortable and quiet, except for Jimmy. Jimmy was just zapping all over the pond doing his thing. She managed to fall to sleep and have the sweetest dreams about a whole school of ducks there in front of her on the pond, and she was telling them facts after facts after facts, educating them, making them smarter. It was the bestest dream ever. The